Meet Gilles de Rais. War hero, saint's companion, Marshal of France, and maybe the most prolific child killer the world has ever known. Buckle up, this is medieval true crime at its most terrifying. Gilles de Rais had it all. Born into staggering wealth, a celebrated warrior who fought alongside Joan of Arc herself. He stood next to the king at his coronation, a national treasure. But heroes often cast long shadows. When Rais retreated from the battlefields to his colossal estates, especially the brooding fortress of Tiffauges, the whispers started. Faint at first, then growing louder and louder. Children were vanishing. Not one, not two. Dozens. From villages miles apart, lured away near Rais lands. Peasants prayed, searched frantically, but their sons, often fair-haired boys, simply disappeared. Where did they go? The terrified locals pointed fingers at the imposing castle and the wealthy marshal inside. The accusations, when they finally exploded into formal charges in 1440, were pure nightmare. Former servants, their voices trembling, described secret, sound-proof chambers deep within Tiffauges. They spoke of children lured with sweets or promises of work, only to meet unimaginable, horrific fates. Some claimed Rais dabbled in black magic, seeking forbidden power through the sacrifice of innocence. The alleged body count, anywhere from 80 to over 200. A scale of evil that's hard to even comprehend. The investigation, spearheaded by the Bishop of Nantes, the man Rais had already clashed with, was swift and brutal. Rais' key accomplices cracked under pressure, spilling horrific confessions that sealed their master's fate. Rais himself? Apparently, he initially didn't grasp the severity of his situation. He could have fled Brittany but stayed and was soon arrested. Dragged before the court, he arrogantly called the judges bandits and blasphemers, unworthy of his presence. Only later, realizing the danger, he demanded a lawyer and his own record keeper. The court refused both. And finally, facing the church's ultimate weapon, torture, the war hero shattered. In a stunning public spectacle, Gilles de Rais confessed. Tears streaming, he admitted to the monstrous crimes. The hero of France was condemned, hanged, and his body partially burned in October 1440. Justice delivered, case closed. Or was the ink on his death warrant written long before the trial even began? Now, let's pull back the curtain. Because when you look closer, the monster narrative starts to look a little constructed. First motive. Money. Cash was just slipping through Gilles de Rais' fingers. His opulent lifestyle had left him drowning in debt. He was frantically selling off ancestral lands. Lands eyed greedily by powerful players, especially the Duke of Brittany, Joan V. Funny how Rais' conviction conveniently voided those sales, letting the Duke and others get hold of prime real estate. Second, politics and royal paranoia. Let's not forget who King Charles VII was at the time. His own crown wasn't exactly secure. Before Joan of Arc miraculously turned the tide, his legitimacy was questioned, the kingdom was fractured, and perhaps most importantly, the royal coffers were perpetually empty. France was broke after years of war. Seeing a subject like Rais, even an indebted one, living with such legendary extravagance could easily breed resentment, even fear. Now add this. Charles VII had a notoriously terrible relationship with his own son, the future King Louis XI. They practically despised each other. And guess who Gilles de Rais invited for extravagant, multi-day festivities at his castle, showering him with gifts and entertainment? Louis. So, when the opportunity arose, sparked by that church incident— which church incident, you may ask? I didn't tell you about the trigger for the trial. It wasn't a missing child report at all. It was re-kidnapping a priest during Mass over a petty dispute. This blasphemous act gave Bishop the perfect legal excuse to pounce. Suddenly, the investigation wasn't just about church desecration. It ballooned into heresy, witchcraft, and then the horrific murder accusations appeared. Coincidence? Or a calculated escalation to guarantee Rais' complete destruction, benefiting the church, the Duke, and maybe even the king? Who was Gilles de Rais? Hero turned monster, or scapegoat destroyed by greed and politics. Known as the grim inspiration for the Bluebeard tale, his story blurs the line between myth and history. Was his confession true remorse or the product of torture? The truth may be more chilling than the myth. Subscribe to keep uncovering facts and hidden stories of the medieval world.